What would you do if your 5-year-old daughter looked at her new kindergarten teacher on the very first day and called her Mommy? Everyone expected the teacher to correct her, but instead she knelt down and quietly answered, "I'm right here, sweetheart." What nobody knew was that this innocent moment would uncover a painful secret, bring a grieving father closer to the woman his daughter trusted, and force one impossible choice: leave everything behind, or stay and become the family they never expected to find. But why was the teacher planning to leave, and what happened when she finally had to choose? Before we reveal the full story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get started. 5-year-old Emma stood frozen at the kindergarten doorway, clutching the strap of her tiny pink backpack. She had promised her father she would be brave, but now every strange face and unfamiliar voice made her eyes fill with tears. Then Claire, her new teacher, walked over and crouched beside her. "First day?" Claire asked softly. Emma nodded. Claire smiled. "Then we'll take it one little step at a time." Emma stared at her for several seconds. Something about Claire's voice felt strangely familiar. Then, without thinking, she reached for the teacher's hand. "Mommy!" The entire classroom went silent. Owen Bradford, waiting near the doorway, felt his chest tighten. His daughter hadn't called anyone that in 3 years. Claire looked at Emma, then at Owen. For a moment, Owen expected her to gently correct the child. Instead, Claire knelt even lower and whispered, "I'm right here, sweetheart." Emma hugged her. Owen couldn't explain why those 4 words affected him so deeply. Since his wife's death, he had built his entire life around protecting Emma from another loss. He had avoided relationships, avoided promises, and avoided anyone who might eventually leave. But as he watched Claire hold his daughter, he noticed something strange. Claire was crying too. And when she finally looked up at Owen, there was fear in her eyes, not embarrassment. Fear. That afternoon, Owen returned to pick Emma up early. He found Claire alone in the classroom, staring at a letter on her desk. She quickly folded it and slipped it into her bag. "You okay?" Owen asked. Claire forced a smile. "Perfectly fine," but Owen noticed the envelope in her hand, and across the top he caught 3 words before she hid it. "Transfer approved. Denver." Owen couldn't stop thinking about the envelope. He told himself it was none of his business. Claire was Emma's teacher, nothing more. But the next morning, when Emma ran into the classroom and wrapped her arms around Claire, Owen noticed how Claire held her just a little longer than usual. "Daddy," Emma said, smiling, "Mommy Claire is staying forever." Claire's smile disappeared for half a second. Owen noticed. Weeks passed, and the 3 of them slowly became inseparable. Claire helped Emma with reading. Owen brought coffee during parent meetings. Sometimes they talked long after the other parents had left. Then one evening, Claire finally told him the truth. "I'm supposed to move to Denver in December." Owen's heart sank. Emma had already lost her mother. He couldn't let his daughter become attached to someone who would disappear too. "You should go," he said quietly. Claire looked hurt. "Is that what you really want?" Owen couldn't answer. That night, Emma found him sitting alone in the kitchen. "Daddy, did I do something wrong?" Owen pulled her close. "No, sweetheart. Never." "Then why is Mommy Claire leaving?" His eyes filled with tears, because suddenly Owen realized the decision wasn't only about his heart anymore. The next morning, Claire arrived at school and found Emma's drawing waiting on her desk. It showed 3 people holding hands beneath a bright yellow sun. At the bottom, Emma had written, "Our family." Claire covered her mouth, fighting back tears. Then her phone rang. It was the Denver employer. "Claire," the voice said, "we need your final answer today." She looked at Emma's drawing, then toward the classroom window where Owen was waiting outside. For the first time, Claire understood something terrifying. Leaving was the easy choice. Staying meant risking everything. She picked up the phone. "I've made my decision." And Owen had no idea that the next words would change all three of their lives forever.